Hi guys, how you doing? Before we start the story, I just want to ask for a little support. Please help me reach 1,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. Don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and now let's get into today's story.
This is a real story taken from Reddit, and if you stay with me, you'll see why my entire marriage collapsed because of one secret trip. At first, I thought it was something small, a little insecurity I had, but within a few minutes, you'll understand why this was far worse than I ever imagined. My wife and I had been married for 3 years. From the outside, we looked stable. Good jobs, a nice apartment, plans for kids. But there was one shadow over everything, her ex. She had dated him for years before me, and while I told myself it was the past, I kept noticing how often his name slipped into conversations. She always said, "We're just friends, stop being jealous." At first, I believed her. One night, I noticed her phone lighting up at midnight. She smiled at the screen, typed quickly, then turned it face down. My stomach sank. I asked who it was. She rolled her eyes. "It's just him. He needed advice. You're overreacting." That was the first crack. A week later, she came home late. I asked where she'd been. She said, "Girls' night." But when I hugged her, I smelled cologne on her jacket, not perfume. She swore I was imagining things. I tried to brush it off, but the thought grew louder. Something was happening. Here's where it gets darker. I finally told her directly, "I'm not comfortable with you talking to your ex. If our marriage matters, you'll cut contact." She sighed, kissed me on the cheek, and said, "Fine, it's done." For a moment, I felt relief, but that relief lasted only days. Because a few nights later, while she showered, her laptop pinged. I shouldn't have looked, but curiosity tore me apart. An email popped up. Subject line, "Flight confirmed." I froze. I opened it. A round-trip ticket to another city. Dates circled this weekend. Destination, the city where her ex lived. My blood ran cold. When she came out of the bathroom, I asked casually, "Got any weekend plans?" She smiled too wide, too fake. That was the moment I knew she was lying to my face. The next morning, I pretended to leave for work, but instead, I waited. Around noon, she rushed out with a small suitcase dressed too nicely for any spa. I followed her taxi, and yes, you guessed it, it went straight to the airport. I sat in my car watching her walk inside, suitcase in hand, phone pressed to her ear, her face glowing with excitement. Not the kind of glow she showed me anymore, the kind that belongs to someone else. Here's the twist that broke me. I didn't stop her. I let her board that plane. I drove home, shaking, and waited for her lie to come crashing down. The next day, she texted me, "Spa day is going great. Miss you." My hands trembled as I read it. She was hundreds of miles away, in the arms of her ex, sending me fake love notes. When she returned, suitcase hidden in the closet, she acted normal. Cooked dinner, asked about my day. I stared at her, wondering how someone could look me in the eye and bury a knife in my back at the same time. Days passed, and I stayed silent. But inside, I was unraveling. Then came the final blow. While she slept, her phone buzzed. A message preview lit up the screen. "I missed last night already. Can't wait until next time." My chest went hollow. It wasn't just suspicion anymore. It was truth in black and white. I took a screenshot, emailed it to myself, and waited until morning. At breakfast, she smiled at me like nothing happened. I slid my phone across the table with the screenshot open. Her face went pale. "It's not what it looks like," she whispered. I laughed bitterly. "You flew across the country to see your ex. Tell me what it looks like then." She tried to cry, to grab my hand, to spin another story, but the mask had fallen. I stood up, walked to the bedroom, pulled out my already packed bag, and said the only words left, "We're done." Her tears followed me out the door, but I didn't turn back. The moment the door closed behind me, I felt pain, yes, but also a strange relief. Because the worst part wasn't that she betrayed me. It was that she thought I'd never find out. Now, I ask you, what would you have done in my place? Would you have confronted her earlier or walked away the moment you saw that ticket? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like this video if the story shocked you. What broke me most wasn't just the affair. It was how easy it was for her to lie, to smile in my face while planning a secret trip. And that's the truth I'll never forget.